Hello, and welcome to the weekly wind-up with myself, Emma Kirke. My guest today is Paul Remmer, UK Ultimate Physique Scottish Masters Champion and Pure Elite Champion at the weekend, and a pro card holder now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's quite impressive.
It's going good.
I understand that you've come to bodybuilding from quite an unusual background, and you've used it as more of a therapy for yourself.
I have,
Can you
yeah.
just explain a little bit about that for me?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was abused and raped as a child.
Okay.
I had like real tough times with suffering with depression, anxiety. I've got PTSD,
Okay.
and it's not until like the last couple of years I found that fitness is a real good way of with dealing with it.
Okay. So the journey that you had up to that point, how had you dealt with it? Did you have some counselling or?
Yeah, well, it was only the counselling started about 5 years ago when I found the person who did what he did to me, and then went through the whole court procedures and went to the police, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now sentenced. He got sentenced and he's serving 5.5 years for what he did.
Okay.
And then I got a load of counselling after that.
And was that something that the court had set up for you, or was
No,
that
no,
something you
it's
did
something.
yourself?
Well, my wife found,
Okay.
which is a real good organisation. They're called, oh my God, Arch in Middlesbrough,
Okay.
which is like, it's a charity run place. And so I used to go there every week for 2 years, which I did. So, but they've helped me so much.
Okay.
So
Okay. So how did you end up being drawn to bodybuilding?
I've always been into sort of like fitness, but then I had a spinal injury, so I had to have plates put into my spine and like rods and everything put in.
Mm-hmm.
And they said I wouldn't be able to train again, like how I did train. So I was like kind of gonna do something different. I was like, right, I will prove you wrong, and I did. And I did a transformation picture. But it turned out that I got in really good shape, and my coach at the time said, go for this competition, which was Ultimate Physiques.
Okay.
And then that was the week before of the show, and then I just went on and I came third in the competition and then qualified for the British Championships.
Wow.
And that's just like inspired me to go on even further. So, and then this year I've been in 3 competitions this year, won 3 and came second.
So that's quite impressive to say that you've not been doing it very long as well.
Yeah,
That's quite impressive.
and even just to get me on stage with suffering with the anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I look back at the videos and I see myself up there. I kind of think, who is this guy? You know.
How have you got over that? I mean, that must be a massive part of it, to get on the stage and you know, strut around and show off your physique. How have you got over that?
Kind of always, if I could do going to the police and going to the courts and facing the person who did what he did,
Yeah.
I could face anything.
Yeah.
And you know, I tried to end my life 3 years ago, and that was a massive wake-up call. It's like, what is going on? So I just turned it all around just by going to the support, like the counselling, just my family and friends and stuff, just being there for me, saying that you can do it. You know what you're afraid of.
Mm-hmm. And you've proved that you can do it as well. You know, it's amazing what you've achieved in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
How did you find the coach that you've got now?
Oh,
because that must be an important part of the facet.
It is amazing. The coach and the friendship. Well, it started off as my coach. It's called Charlie Garth, by the way. He's a fantastic bloke. Keeps in touch all the time, and he's such a confident guy.
Yeah.
And he's got a real good swag, confidence, and it's kind of, I look up to him in how he performs on stage and how he's a person, and I kind of just go off like, you know, why can't I do that?
And do you think it's his kind of his mannerisms on stage have rubbed off on you? Do you think?
Completely, definitely, without a doubt. I tell him all the time, and he tells me off because he doesn't like. He's like, you've asked at the work. You do the work. He said it's all down to the work that you've done. But he's given me the belief that I can do it.
Which is so important, isn't it?
Yeah, and thinking that I am good enough to do what I do.
Yeah. Okay. So considering how much you've done, where are you going to go from here? You know?
Well, now I've got the World Championships for Pure Elite on the 28th of October.
Okay.
Well, then I've got the British Championships on the 29th of October. So it's going to be
So the day after?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be a tough weekend, but...
That's going to be hard for your coach.
Yeah, but he's just like saying, we can do it. He says, we can do anything. So we'll get through it like we have done.
Yeah, that's excellent. So if you are truthful about it, I know a lot of people say to me, you know, bodybuilding does not look like it's much fun because the food's very boring and quite bland. Do you really enjoy what you're doing?
I do, yeah. I've just had like a few days off over the weekend, eating like cakes and stuff, and I couldn't wait to get back to eating my normal food, which is just like chicken, broccoli and rice or sweet potato. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's my way of, but it's nice. You can make it up nice. You don't have to be just the bland food. You know, you can make it however you want to make it.
Is there a little element though of it kind of being a bit, it's a control?
Yeah, yeah. And my wife says I'm really obsessed with it as well. And you know, it is kind of a selfish sort of like sport to do, because if you're going out socialising and things, you know, you can't drink the alcohol or like order the burgers and things like that. But there is other things that you can order. There's lots of things that you can do. You don't always have to be the plain, simple things.
So how many weeks is it now until you're at the next competition?
14 weeks.
So you have 14 weeks of chicken and broccoli and rice.
Yeah, well, I've got a week off because I'm going on holiday on Sunday, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go to
where are you going anyway?
I'm going to Vegas on Sunday.
And that's not to compete?
No, that's just to go enjoy pancakes, waffles.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, lots of things, yeah.
All the stuff, excellent. If you have any advice for anybody who's either maybe thinking of taking up bodybuilding or has been through something that you've been through, similar, what would you say to them?
I would definitely get people to speak out about if anybody's like suffered like child abuse or any type of abuse. There's lots of help out there. There's a charity that I went to as well called Survivors of Manchester.
Okay.
They're a fantastic charity, and Arch where I went to. And I would really consider like joining up at a gym. It's the best medication anybody can do instead of like taking antidepressants. I've been on them for years. Went to the gym, that was the best medication I've ever had. So I would definitely look into doing something like that, but always speak out. Don't hold it in, because it does no good for nobody.
And if you can't find like a charity, maybe talk to someone you trust? Yeah,
definitely, yeah. A family member, somebody that's going to be there for you and then support you. That's what I did, you know, when I was younger. 19 was my wife, and ever since then she's been my rock. So she stood by me through everything.
Even your bodybuilding?
Yeah, she's still standing there, yeah. If she could see me now though, she'd be like that, oh, the smile on her face wouldn't be right.
Good, okay, that's lovely. Is there anything else you wanted to share about your experience before?
No, I'm just, you know, the reason why I do and speak out about the child abuse and things is because I just want people to don't feel like you can't say anything, and I don't want people to get away with this. I think, you know, it's best to speak up. Don't be afraid. Because, you know, you're not a victim, you're survivors. And we need to get the message out there that you can talk to somebody and get the help that you do deserve and need.
And that's a valuable message. You are a survivor, and you're clearly very positive now, which is excellent. And not being afraid, I think, is one of the things.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot, like especially this last year, because I suffer with night terrors as well. I haven't had one like all this year. So me speaking out and doing what I'm doing is helping in all ways.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on
today. Thank you for having me.
I know that you're an inspiration to a lot of people.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that this will be helpful for many more as well.
I hope so.
So remember, we can be contacted by the usual means to discuss this or any other topic. I'm Emma Kirke. Goodbye for now.